Real Housewives of Atlanta. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's talk about this show. Okay, so Kenya goes over to see Sheree. Sheree, they talk about Marlo's event, Le eBay is what they're calling it. And Sheree throws shade saying that she could have wore her joggers. And I'm just trying to figure out, again, Marlo, why is it okay for Sheree to throw shade, but it's not okay for Kenya to throw shade at your event? Now, Kenya ends up telling Sheree about the things that Drew is going through with her marriage and this assistant. And I don't think Drew liked that too much. I'm trying to see if y'all think Kenya was wrong for sharing that. I guess not, since they always share,
I loved it.
amongst each other what's going on. But I feel like she told her about that, and then she also told her about the assistant. Like they got an assistant that works together. So that's gonna be the start of the beef between Sheree and Drew. It's
I
about to
think
be
it
some
makes sense.
action.
Always gonna
I
have
think it makes sense to have a new bone carrier. I think Kenya been messy for a while, but it was a different kind of messy. And now she's trying to be like, I didn't start it. I'm just passing along information innocently. And if it caused beef, it ain't on me. Even for Marlo and Kenya's back and forth, I feel like I just don't like that Marlo was aware that other folks talk shit, but her main issue was only with Kenya. I'm like, Sheree talk shit too. And so did Sonya, so did everybody did. So that part was weird for me. Um, but it's weird seeing Kenya and Sheree kind of kiki about Drew, considering they used to have beef too. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's everyone just trying to find their footing and find like a storyline. Because is it going to be Drew being crazy, Drew's assistant, Drew's marriage being fucked up or whatever? But I'm like, that's Drew's issue. I just wish,
Right.
it could have been not so messy. And even in if the way Kenya telling Sheree, well, the assistant is telling Drew stuff, I'm like, that's the assistant's issue, not Drew. Drew didn't even say anything that he said besides telling him so that I should not know. So I feel like it's going to kind of be a whole misunderstanding that goes and gets blown up, and then it'll give us, 2022 fight of the show.
True.
Um, so for me with Marlo, I think Marlo knows that in order for her to make a splash on Housewives, she has to be anti somebody, and Kenya is an easy target.
Mm.
Job
So she's gonna
security.
pick a fight, even though Kenya kind of has her hands up, like, "Girl, I don't know why you coming for me because I ain't even on that energy." So I think it's kind of funny. I also feel like whatever Kenya said to Sheree, honestly, I was entertained. I don't really care. Like everything's gonna be talked about. Like, get over it.
True.
I was super excited to see Kenya return some tea to Sheree because Sheree thought she was gonna be the bone carrier and not have nobody talk about her shit. Because one thing Sheree didn't do was deny that she didn't pay that man. Sheree looked like she had shit on her face, and it was hilarious whenever she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna sit here and gossip and talk about everybody," but she didn't expect Kenya to be like, "I heard you owe people money," so I'm here for it. I'm not here for the assistant though. He's doing the most. He's very much trying to get a peach or a plum or anything.
They say that's the same assistant that was on Basketball Wives that was telling the stories about Malaysia's how she take care of her children.
Really? When they
That's
was
the
in the
same
pool
guy.
with Birdie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But you know what makes sense? If they're showing him just so that we can see who he is, but they won't really show him again, it'll just be beef between Drew and Sheree. But
Mm-hmm.
Sheree, like Nikki said, was Sheree not saying, well, I did pay him? It do seem like what was being said was true because she didn't really deny anything.
And also, why would Sheree even get mad at Drew as if Drew was the one who started the rumor?
Right.
Like, I think she was just mad that Drew was sharing facts because I'm like, why wouldn't you just go straight to the source unless you owe him some money?
Right.
And
Right. And,
Candy
and
told
avoided that altogether, saying, "Oh, I work with him sometimes," but you
and
didn't
Candy
answer the question.
told Candy told Drew, go talk to Sheree. So it's weird that so what could be weird too is Candy told Drew go talk to Sheree, but Candy then told Kenya, who then told Sheree. So it's like nobody thought to let Drew have a conversation with Sheree herself. So I'm like that to me can also be messy, as well. And I think when Drew was saying when we seen the footage of Drew telling it to Candy, it didn't seem messy. It seemed like, girl, he was saying stuff, and I don't think I'm supposed to know. And Candy go talk to Sheree. So I think it kind of makes sense. But it's gonna it's always mess. But it seems like it's gonna be entertaining mess, and it's not like made up shit, or it's not stuff that we've already, they've already half out. I'm just happy it's not no old, drama from 4 seasons ago that kind of comes back up. I'm happy it's something new to be like, okay, well,
I'll tell you what.
Go.
These assistants better not be the damn bolo of the season. Because if we're talking about assistants the entire season, if we talking about Ralph's assistant, if we talking about Drew's assistant, the entire season, you might as well cast the damn assistants, because I don't want to hear this one thing for an entire season.
Yes, Niecy.
And that lady
People likeness now. Yeah,
what you say, Brandi?
You can't keep mentioning they likeness, because you know they don't like that when you mention their likeness.
Oh, girl, I cannot deal with you today.
They quit social. They stopped doing lives. They stopped on social media.
Girl, don't they stop doing lives? Oh
online
my!
For a whole hour, honey. You know how don't they, Jamie?
Lock their baby daddies and stuff. Oh wow! Well,
but Drew fucking that, not Drew. Ralph fucking that lady. That's not nice.
Oh, you think
if
so?
the lady exists,
yeah. Because I feel like
Kandi found her.
Because he's not
social media.
I've been trying to find her. I thought you found her. I got excited.
I can't say she did. I feel like the Drew's assistant is an assistant. We seen him a little bit. That lady with Ralph, we ain't seen her. He's supposed to fire her. I think she's gonna be a topic because of the text and him saying how, well, I didn't say I was gonna stop talking to her. I didn't say I was gonna work. I'm like, nigga, I would prefer that you.
So rude.
I was like, what the fuck is wrong with Ralph? Girl, I was like, so I don't mind them mentioning Ralph's assistant because I think that's more of a point to their storyline than Drew's assistant in Sheree's old shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Ralph and that lady is like, it makes sense. That's her husband, someone who's trying to fuck that lady. So I don't mind her being mentioned, but the Andrew, whatever the man name is, go ahead on.
Hello. Whatever they say Ralph did, he did that shit.
Ralph can't even properly defend himself. When Todd said, so what do you think?
Here come the bullshit. When Todd tells you, here come the bullshit, whatever they say he did that shit. Okay? I don't care if it's an old lady, a young lady, an assistant, a bitch in Tampa. I don't care. He's doing it all. And Drew knows he's doing it. Like,
that is funny.
Yeah,
Todd called that ass out.
Did y'all like seeing the guys sitting around talking?
Yes.
Cute scene.
Me too, because Real Housewives of New Jersey, we always see that with the guys. So I loved seeing only the guys interact with each other. And I wouldn't mind if they did it more, because when you watch Real Housewives of New Jersey, it's like the guys are ingrained in the show. Like it's like Love and Marriage Huntsville. So I actually really like to see them do their own thing. Hold on, y'all, real quick. Shout out to Mims. Thank you so much for the super chat. Anthony couldn't mess up black women, so he moved to Real Housewives. Oh, or you meant Basketball Wives. Sorry. So he moved to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Yeah.
I'm like, who was Mims? I'm like, those these are the.
Oh, Mims, make it make sense.
I was like,
yeah.
Yes.
I hope the men talk more. I think it's cute to see that go on because it gives a little break in between the women's bullshit. To see, just the guys, chit chat. It was funny seeing Todd and Aaron's fine ass, talk about, Ralph's punk ass.
Period. Agreed. All right, y'all. Kandi and Todd, them arguing over this New Jersey house and stuff. And Kandi like, I ain't got no key to that New Jersey house or whatever like that. Because he wanted to take some items from the pool and put it in the New Jersey house. Come to find out, with the New Jersey house, he had it with an ex. He bought her out of that home. Now it's his home that he could potentially rent out for about $3K to $5K out there in New Jersey. And I said, I bet you can. I bet you can. Yeah. Right. So Kandi is feeling like, well, my name ain't on that house, even though Todd told her she could get a key. And he's like, well, my name ain't on this house. I don't know about y'all, but I felt like that scene was forced. It was giving y'all been married for years, been together longer than y'all been married. And Kandi, you've known about this home for a long time. If he's telling you that this was a house he had with his ex, why are y'all trying to make this seem like y'all got an issue in y'all marriage? When y'all don't. I really don't think they do. I could see them not smashing as much as they used to because they so busy because of Kandi. But I also didn't like the conversation she had with him in the kitchen, talking about she needs his help. It's like, girl, you the one that's booked and busy. You the one that's always not there. You the one that Ace was crying for. So why would you say that to him?
I didn't even say nothing about that in my review because I felt like they was trying to make something out of nothing and it ain't gonna be nothing.
I'm
Um, just because what was I gonna say? I can't remember. I just feel like it wasn't about nothing. I really don't even care. Y'all been together for too long, just as you mentioned, Jamie.
It was
I
a
felt
scheme
like
that
it wasn't
Candy set
real.
up this time.
Yeah, I don't feel like it was real either, and specifically because it's like Candy, come on. Candy, you're cheap. Are you really not going to stay in a place that y'all already own? Come on, Candy, stop it. You're gonna stay in the Jersey place. You're having it renovated, right? Y'all make sure y'all have it sanitized and all of the girl shit is out there. It's been years. Come on, Candy. You're not gonna get another place to stay in when you already have a place in that vicinity. That don't even sound like Candy. So I
Is
want them
this
to
real
stop talking
estate?
about these.
All right.
What else was going
Yeah.
on with that scene? But I do. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. I do feel like they're trying to make it seem as if Ty could possibly be cheating on Candy when he said he was going to Miami to just, whatever. It's the way
Mm-hmm.
it's the way they're setting it up. But I want y'all to know, whatever Ty does, if Ty is doing stuff, Candy knows about it, and that's the people business. I bet you his money.
Period. Period. I agree. I
Todd
agree.
or Marvin Bondi or Marvin?
Marvin, Marvin, and I'm gonna tell you something. I believe that too.
He looked
I
like a
forgot
Marvin on his
about
off days.
I've
Marvin.
I, I've known some Marvins,
Y'all
so that's
forgot
why I'm,
that.
I'm saying that I feel
Oh,
like
they
He
that was
called that man
probably true.
Marvin back
That
in the
nigga was
day.
in New York talking about
Portia
some nigga
said
named
that he
Marvin.
was cheating on her and telling women that his name was Marvin. And low key, he looked like a Marvin. So, I mean, that is something that I have no desire to find out. Don't care. But yeah, if he did, I could see it.
And I think Candy
But
knows
I
all
think
about the name
it's
Marvin, if that is the case, as
Marvin.
Bondi said. Anything else on Candy and Todd?
Mm-mm.
All right. So Ralph and Drew. So he decided that he was gonna fire his assistant full of shit, but never stopped communicating with her. Then had the audacity to do all this glamorous planning for Drew to come and sit down at dinner with him at his Taylor's location, only for him to gaslight her even more, as he has already done so many times. Shout out to Bravo for playing the clip of the gaslighting or whatnot. But I just hated that so much. You did all of this. You get her there. You don't want to really talk about the main issues. And it's just a simple conversation. And he gets upset because he's like, oh, I did all of this for you. I regret it. I should have never done it. The reason you did that, Ralph, is because that's your way of continuing to escape accountability. You do all of these big, grand things as if that's supposed to replace the accountability that you should have took a long time ago, and you think she's supposed to just forget because you don't want to address stuff. And when he said, can we just save the conversation for Dr. Ken, I was thinking about Kenneth, literally, from Put a Ring on It, because he said, let's save this conversation for Dr. Nicole. And it's like, y'all just don't want to deal with the real issues at hand, which is y'all full of shit. So and then here's the thing for me. He did all this glamorous stuff to take this woman on a whatever type of date, when really all Drew wanted was communication, and he could have just had the chef make a cute little dinner at the damn house. She just
You want a
wanted to feel like she was heard. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
he didn't give
Yep.
her that. Then you got her sitting at this table making her feel stupid, and you want to talk
Mm-hmm.
about what Dr. Ken said, but this is the trigger. When Dr. Ken sat up there and said that
He was a maniac.
yes, that's when he started to go crazy. I said, somebody must have told this man that when he was younger, because that really pissed him the hell off to be called a maniac.
He's
What
not
it,
well.
Huh?
He's not well. He was triggered
mhm.
when she said
Yeah,
that.
no, he's not.
Yeah,
Yo, I was watching I'm gonna go back and watch it again, the episode of what's the show? Come on, I know my different a different world. Episode of Different World that I had never seen before, y'all.
tell me.
And no, I had seen it, but I forgot. But it was an episode where the dean was the president. They basically did a flip where they put Dwayne in women's roles and how they
They
have to
switch
like
everything around.
yes, they switched everything around, and he
Yes.
woke up, understanding how she felt about being a woman and how you have to be supportive and be quiet and be seen, and nobody listens to you, nobody cares about how you
Mm-hmm.
feel, and just how it's like you're screaming at people that are smiling at you, like, we know you're in pain, but it doesn't matter right now because you have to do this. So suck it up, you know?
Right.
So just watching how that was flipped, it, even though I know what we go through as women, to watch it play out like that, it was just crazy. And I feel like that's what he does to her. He flips everything on her. This whole little dinner scene was a manipulation. It was a grand tool to manipulate her into not saying anything about what he said to her about that assistant, and
Yep.
just get over it. Like you said, no accountability. And because she was not going along with that, he then gonna turn around and say, well, I'm not gonna do this for you ever again because it doesn't work, as if she's not being grateful. When she says that she is grateful, it makes her feel like they could actually keep trying. He says, is this what makes you keep trying? So now you just trying to create an argument, you're
Ignorance.
trying to create an issue so
He
you can
wanted to
be in
end
the
it.
victim role. That,
Yep.
yeah, that you want to be in
Yes.
the victim role.
Oof.
You want
But
her to be wrong for something.
we
So
can
it
tell
was,
Drew not
yeah.
smart because she don't know what gaslighting meant. When they said, you know, when she was like, she had to look up. I'm like, you had to look up gaslighting.
She
So it's like
did.
if people
She
telling you
said,
he
"Oh,
gaslighting you,
this is
and she said,
him."
no, he's not. How can you say he's not doing it when you don't know
When
what
you
it
don't
means?
know what
So
it
I feel
is.
like Drew maybe isn't the smartest person in the toolbox. She's a good person, but she just not that smart. You know what I'm saying? She's not a hammer or a screwdriver. And so Ralph know that. And I think Ralph used that against her, and she just sits and she just takes it. Because
Mhm.
to her, she feel like he's a good husband, and she don't get what he's doing to her. I don't think she right don't watch the show. I'm like, he gaslights you, and she's telling her, I just want to talk about things. The fact that he won't talk to you, we would see you on a date to his Taylor's house. I'm like, why get me all dressed up when all I want is a conversation? And even
Mm-hmm.
when she tried to have like this, not even have it be like a tense conversation, like, you know, so we can't talk. Him shutting her down to me, and when she was crying and he didn't even emote any like
Console. Nothing.
No.
nothing. It was like
Mm-mm.
you're a psychopath, because
Mm-hmm.
even if I'm mad, I can't be mad at you until you upset, because I love you. So how did you even love her? Because she was
Right. He's the
clearly
enemy.
like, you know, just
He
sad.
sees
She
her
was
as
dead.
property. You know, narcissists don't really view people as an extension of what they see them as property. So they do view people as an extension of them, not their own being. So I think that's why he's so disconnected from her and her emotions, because she's supposed to play a role for him, and
It's
she
giving
wasn't
Tisha
playing
and
in that
Marceau.
role.
It's giving what?
It's giving
Oh,
Tisha.
Tisha and I asked
I think
that
it's worse than
question.
that.
Who's
It
the
is
Yeah,
worse.
it's
worst,
worse than
Ralph
that.
or Marceau?
But Marceau
Ralph.
I think
will at
Ralph
least
is worse because
Marceau look
Because
act like he's
Ralph is actually
17.
attractive.
not
True, but
just that, but also because he got cameras in the house, and he got microphones in the house. Like he's on, I think he's on another level with it. I think that at
He's
the end of the
giving
day,
psychotic.
Marceau, yeah, I think
yeah.
Marceau is the type that'll cheat, but he's not gonna like unalive somebody for being, for telling on him, versus Ralph, that I feel like, somebody might go missing around him. You know what I mean? Like, not to
Mm-hmm.
say that will happen, but that's the energy. Like, that's how serious the serious levelness feels. You know what I'm saying?
It
And
Yep.
is.
Yep.
Marceau operates sometimes on, like, Marcel loves Tisha. I don't think he doesn't love her. I don't know if Ralph loves Drew, because I never
No.
see him give a fuck. With Marcel, he's an asshole and he's a cheater, but I still feel like he loves his wife. Like when she said, he like, okay, I gotta be nice. Ralph won't
I
even be
don't know
nice
if
to
that's,
Drew when he see like she's upset, and I'm like, that's the part I can't.
he can
He
never say
sat
it
there like
though.
this stoic, like, you okay? Are you done? I'm like, this nigga, she said.
I think Marceau does the same thing. I just think that Marceau has been on a reality show for a long time and has figured out how to become more likable. Because if you remember on the first two seasons of the show, that was exactly how he was with Tisha. I mean, he didn't really show her any love. I mean, what you mean? When they went to Vegas, we couldn't even get this nigga to say he loved her in front of everybody.
Oh,
Like,
help me, Father.
But I think
The
that's part of him
felt
trying
issue
to
like
be
he
an
was doing a
asshole.
Help
withholding.
me today.
That's him being
The
an
issue with
asshole.
Ralph and Drew is, I think that Drew is really insecure, and let's keep in mind she got that church background. So for number one, your first baby daddy went to jail for something, and then you was a single parent. So then you went and found this man who probably has a bunch of money, and you've guilt tripped yourself into staying with this man for the sake of what it looks like. For the sake of, because your mama a pastor, y'all should stay married for a long time. Because your first baby daddy was in jail and he was an absentee father, you feel like you should stay with him. I think she just needs to continue to watch herself on this TV show and actually leave. I think her own securities and her upbringings are causing her to stay with him. And you know, those type of people always draw insecure women. Like exactly the example you was making, Bonnie, with Marcel and Tisha. Narcissists love women like that.
Whew. My goodness. Well, it's gonna be a long road for Drew and Ralph this season. I did see where she got on IG Live though. I know a lot. It's funny because a lot of people feel like the issues within their relationship are fake, or within their marriage are fake as hell. A lot of people are not believing this, but I feel like their storyline is a little bit more believable than Candy's and Todd's. Like when Drew said that she left and went to Chicago and he ended up calling her, I said more must have happened between him and that assistant for her to just leave and go off to Chicago, right? Because she ended up doing an interview on Entertainment tonight, and she also got on live for her birthday. Her birthday was recently, and she wasn't wearing her ring, and I haven't seen her with her ring in her recent photos. And I put in all caps multiple times on her live, Drew, where is your ring? And she didn't really answer it. She just said, hey, that's exactly what I was thinking, Jay Lee. Miss Nene Leaks, where is your scooter? Where is your ring? And she said, just continue to pray for us. Just still. She was not with her man. She was with friends and everybody else. So I'm like, oh, girl, it really is just horrible.
I don't think so either. I think she's just doing this because the show is airing and she don't want people to go hard on her.
Let me tell you this though. There are some things you can't fake. And honestly, as much as even if they think that they're faking this, we are seeing exactly what the fuck is going on. Like it doesn't even matter. Like we have eyes, we can see Ralph, okay? We can hear their conversations, all right? They're not smart enough to create this type of long-term, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about it, y'all. We've been having this understanding of Ralph. They just got off of it. Last season, they started off the season with us finding out about them fucking cameras and shit. And then they just got off of it. And all of a sudden, he was, the best husband in the world, coming to the events and serving people and all of that shit, which was out of nowhere. And now we come back this season and we back to this same bullshit. Mm-hmm. Like, I do think they're using it for the show. But I think Ralph is exactly who we think he is.
And Todd called that out when the guys linked up. So we know something he bogus as hell.
Yeah, and also I saw somebody say that Todd said, that he was defending him on Candy's YouTube channel. And I'm gonna tell y'all this, they're branding those men. So even if he does feel like he on bullshit, he's still gonna back him up because they're trying to create something over there with the husband.
They are definitely. Don't they got like a little radio show or a podcast or something? The Real Housewives of Atlanta husbands are definitely linking up, creating. Yep. Mm-hmm.
They are smart. I think this is the first season where the guys like are around the same age, their wives are around the same age. It's like a friendliness about it. Like I think before it's like the guys were cool, but they weren't like really hanging out. And I think they want to make this whole Ralph, Todd, Ann situation. They maybe thought Tyrone be around, Tyrone ain't around there. Could be something. So I mean,
for sure. All right. Well, there's that on Real Housewives of Atlanta. We're about to go ahead and transition over into your favorite show, girl, Love and Marriage Huntsville. Go ahead and hit the like button. We have over 1,000 people watching at this time. Some of y'all may be sleep, girl, but wake up. Wake up. Y'all know how y'all be sleep and then them church commercials come on or something like that. And then you be waking up like, what the fuck is this? Scaring the hell out of you.
The greatest hits.
Yeah, it's the greatest hit. Wake up. Wake up and go ahead and hit that like button.
Or in the arms of the angel. Fly away.
That is hilarious.
Y'all, I was watching Love and Hip Hop. Y'all, first of all, shout out to Love and Hip Hop for the compilation videos they do.
Right, I love those. I saw you posted on your community page. I actually went and watched the shit too.
Listen, y'all, I fell asleep on that one. I woke up first of all, I went to sleep having a dream that my man was texting somebody else and they taking pictures and shit. Like, that was my dream. I said, bitch, I know you fucking lying. But then I realized that I went to sleep to Brandi and Max's
Oh my God.
YouTube.
Her
I
in
said,
that
bitch, I
fucking
know you lie.
driveway,
I
bro.
know.
I would
Girl, my
never
man
get
ain't doing
over
what?
her in that
Oh,
driveway.
that was getting into your mental while you were asleep.
Yes, girl. I said, well, I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
y'all lying. Not when I got the password and I could just scope when I don't. You know what I'm saying? I could just look through.
Like, nigga, I would
Girl,
turn these
I'm
phones
not gonna
off.
play them no more because they're toxic. They're toxic.
Bro,
But
and
let's
him with no teeth. Oh my God.
be at, and just seeing Brandi go crazy over this man the way that she was. Y'all,
What?
this is what had me hollering, y'all.
Tragic.
Was when he left the house through the ring and she walked out there and he reversed the car on her. She stood in front of the car thinking he was gonna go forward, but he reversed the car all the way down the street.
Brother, was the time she got on the hood of the car though? The time she got on the hood of the car, I was just like, oh my God, somebody come get her. Then
Somebody come get her.
somebody come get her. Then when they went into the studio with Nikki Baby's like, hey, I just forgot my charger. Like, I just need to come in right quick to the charger. And I was just like, I know where I left it. I left it. Bro, I was just like, y'all doing all of this and y'all getting at this nigga missing all of the teeth on the side. Like,
Mouth like a possum.
Girl, that is too funny to me because those were the days of loving hip hop that we
the best
enjoyed
days.
that I don't know if we'll ever get it
Mm-mm.
back. Whew, but let's
I
go
need them
ahead
to
and
do something else though. Find something. I need them to recreate that feeling in some capacity for me, bro.
it's
Because I feel so
something.
good.
That shit
Oh,
there, boy. Brandi was insane. I couldn't believe she got like 3 kids. I think
I blame Whitney and
she's
Bobby.
pregnant with one. Ooh.
I blame Whitney and Bobby. I'm gonna tell you that. I do. I think she
Well,
definitely romanticized that toxic relationship shit because that's her godmother. And I think she put her on such a pedestal. Y'all know she always tell everybody, the legend Whitney Houston is my godmother. She been telling everybody that for years, y'all. Lil Brandy, she like let y'all know
right?
in the, Ray J and them are her cousins. Like, it's a whole
She
situation.
did.
That lady
So
there.
I really do feel like she grew up idolizing. I think a lot of girls idolize toxic relationships with disrespectful niggas. And as
True.
long as and then you feel like you winning because he's successful. But
You know what, Bondi? To add to that, I think that's very true because of the songs we used to like listen to and get conditioned to when we were younger. Like a lot of them songs was not like faithful songs. It was people cheating on people, like the
left my
R&B
baby
music.
girl a message, said I won't be coming
Why did he
on.
come to my
Rather
head?
be alone. What?
Period.
She
She
doesn't
doesn't fully understand
understand
me,
me, but I'd
but I'd
rather
rather live than to cheat.
I'm not dealing with y'all
look.
today.
If you give me
Not
some
dealing.
time,
Time
I could be the
the man
come
she
on, Bondi.
needs, 'cause it's
But it's
out of
not.
the inside of me.
And we've
Been
been
together,
together
I think
10
years.
years.
I'm not dealing with y'all today.
Sometime
Not
to
dealing with y'all
be
today.
alone.
The
But
way to love
love
someone,
someone you just don't.
treat them bad. Oh, how I feel so sad now that I wanna leave. She's crying a heart to me. How could you let this be? I just need time to see where I wanna be, where I wanna be.
That
I'm
used to
not.
be my shit. That used to be my SHI. Hear me.